Hey y'all, what's up? This is John with B Superfly. Hope you're doing well. A few years back, I made a tutorial that showed how to achieve this look here. So you got three columns, parallax background images, and then the entire deal here was the link, and these were text boxes, just one text box with two lines of text in it. There's a few things wrong with this method that I did in the past. Um, One was it was using JavaScript to extend the link beyond this item link to the whole box, which now we have column links now, so that solves that, and I'll show that later. The other problem was if I this worked great if all your titles were the same, but if one got a little too long, then you can see the problem. It broke the grid here, and then these were all on the same plane or same they weren't centered, like it wasn't all in between here like I wanted. And so and you can see in the updated version up here that is all fixed and things are centered nicely. So I'm going to show you how I did this, and it'll work with parallax background or not. And then one caveat is this works best due to the centering here. It works best if there's only one module in the column. So if you needed like a button, I would recommend doing a blurb module, which you can get the title, the body text, and the button. So let's go in here and let's take a look and see how this is set up. So all I've done is I've got a full width row here, and I set the gutter width to 0. I equalize the column heights. That way they're all equal there. And then I went into each column and set the column link, so the entire column is the link. That's what I was talking about earlier. And then I set the background image for each column, and then you can decide whether you want to have parallax or not here. The other thing I did for each column, each of the three columns, I add this class of image link. So this is important. Without this, it doesn't work, as you can see. Same thing here, just, different background image. Make sure that image link is there. And then last one, different background image. And make sure the image link is there. Cool. Once you have that set up, your text block can just be, or your module here, I'm using a text setting. Again, if you need a button, then I'd recommend doing the blurb module and styling that. But there's no classes on this. This is just a regular text box. There's even no links in here, even though it says item link, because we're using the column link that I showed earlier. Cool, great. All right. And then let me go ahead and strip away the CSS here. Now, normally you'd put the CSS maybe in a CSS style sheet or in Divi theme options, but I'm just going to have it over here in the code pen. Okay, great. All right, so I've saved that. Let's go back here. Let's resave. Okay, and actually, I'm going to get rid of our old. We don't want to see that anymore down here, so let's get rid of this. This is the old way. We'll just get rid of this too. Okay. Great, so now we got a nice little page here. All right, now we can get to work. So the link's working, but this is really hard to read, and these aren't centered. This is so we're going to fix a few things. So first, we're going to add. When I hover over this, I want there to be a color overlay to start with, and then when I hover over it, I want it to fade in more. Now, normally folks would say, well, why don't you just go in, to the column, the second column here, and you can add in a background gradient, right? And you could set the opacity here. Let's do that. Great, and then you can just turn it on. Boom, there you go. Now you have a, and this is fine, but this is fine if you just want this color to always be at this level of transparency. But if you want it to be So I'm going to go ahead and copy this background gradient. Let's say on hover, I want these to, I want this color to punch up here to maybe 90%. I'll go ahead and save this. You'll see that it works, but it doesn't. It does it immediately because of it does it immediately, and it doesn't quite work right. So yeah, that's not the way we're gonna do it. We're gonna go ahead and clear this out. So instead, we're going to use some CSS. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my CSS area here. And I'm going to go grab the first couple lines here. So this code right here, let me go ahead and copy it, and I'll paste it in right here, and we'll go over it. So what this is saying is, hey, go find my image link, my class image link, which we put on each column, if you remember. Let's go check that out. So on each column here, we have a class of image link. So when you're referencing a class in CSS, you put a dot, and that means you're referencing a class. If you're referencing an ID, you would type in the number sign or the hash. But you don't want to put the hash or the dot here in the field back here. Divi does it for you. So we'll just say image link. Great. All right, let's go back to our code here. So it's saying, hey, go find the class of image link, which each of our column has, and go to the before area, and then there's a comma here, meaning that also go and find any classes of image link, and if they're using a parallax background, which we are, go before that. So this is what makes it work either way. Whether you have a parallax background or not, it'll work either way. But go in. I'll actually save this for the end. Give it a background color, this gray, dark gray, 30%. And this right here is just a way of getting this background color to cover the entire area, the entire column here. And then this last line here is just is going to be our. Let me cut that for now. We'll save what we have so far here. All right, so now I can. Oh, I'm probably going to have to redo this. That's fine. Now I can at least read this a little better. That's good. Let me go in and see why it. I bet I need to clear out. Yep, right here. Let me get rid of that guy. There we go. Okay, but now we can see that it's gone in and it's added that overlay gray color. And let's go ahead and inspect it, and I'll show you what it did. So yeah, so here is our, and it looks like I don't even need the parallax code anymore. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that. But here's what it did. It went to it found our image link, and before that, it put in our background color. You can see me turn it on and off there. So this could be more of like a heavier background color or something if you wanted it to be. But it went in and it put that in there. Okay, great. So let me go ahead and remove that background. This looks like we don't need this anymore. That's great. No, it looks like we still do. Yeah, okay. We'll leave that there. All right, so moving on. This next block right here, it says, hey, whenever I hover over the link, let's change the color. Let's make it a little darker, 70%. So I'll go ahead and save this. So now when I hover, it makes that darker. But as you can see, it's not doing it smoothly. So that's where we need to add in this little transition code right here. I'll put it at the end here. But we're going to put this on the non-hover state. So I'm going to go in and add that right after this width. Boom. And you can kind of see it already. It's doing it smooth now versus just harsh. Great. Love it. All right, let's continue on. Almost done here. I'll go ahead and first I'll go ahead and copy these last couple here. I just didn't like how much spacing there was between here. And then by default, you know, if you take away I wonder if I'm going to be able to do this easily. Okay, there we go. If you see, if I take away the padding top and bottom, this item link here, this is an H4, a heading 4, and Divi automatically adds some padding on the bottom of it. It looks like it's adding 10 pixels, and I wanted that to be 5 because I felt like this space up here was smaller, half the size of that. So I wanted that to be 5, just so I could, when I center things vertically, it'll be there. That's why I did that here. And then this is an H3 right here, and Divi by default gives that some padding bottom as well, and it gives it 10 pixels. So that's fine, actually. I don't think I don't need that anymore. So let's get rid of that. So I'm going to go ahead and add this last line into my code here. Okay, and so this is pretty good. This is great, you know, it looks nice, but what's bugging me now is that it's not vertically centered. Like these guys end here, and then this kind of drops down, and I want them all to be vertically centered. So we will fix that now. And how we're going to do that is we're going to use Flexbox here. And this is why this works best if there's only one module inside the column. This is what works best for this. All right, so I'm going to open this back up, and I'm just going to go in between these two right here and paste in my image link, and you can see what it does. Let me go ahead and save this. This will be our final version. Okay, great. See that? Now it's all aligned horizontally, I should say, which to me looks a little more pleasing to the eye. And then I have it set up to where each column, the padding here, it's all the same, but, you know, on tablet it looks good, and then mobile, I took it down to 75. I thought that was good. One thing that's bugging me here, though, is that I don't like how this looks funky to me. So I'm actually going to I'm going to go to the tablet area here, and I'm actually going to give this a max width here of, let's say, I don't know, 50%. Let's see what that does. No, let's go 80%. Looks pretty good to me. Actually, let's just do 75. Oh, no, 80. I like 80. Not 780. 80. And I'll go ahead and just extend this to my other text here in this section, even though they're not going to need it. Okay, that looks good. So that's the main part of the tutorial. I mean, you could get a little fancier with this and override. Like, let's say these needed to be 3 different colors of hovers. You can totally do that. I'll show you how. We'll do it to one of them here. So let's say instead of them all having the gray, I want this one to be blue and this one to be purple. I'll show you how to go ahead and do that. What you would do is you'd go in and you'd go into that column and you could just add, go into the column here. Let me do that again. Go into the row and then let's do this first, or let's do the middle one here. We'll do a purple color. So you'll go in to the middle column here and you'll add a second class. So you put a space here and we can say, purple. That's fine. Or you could do purple link. I'm just going to go with purple. Save it. Now that's not going to do anything on the front end yet because we haven't said what that's going to do. But I'm going to go ahead and go into. I'll just do it in here. Into my code here. And I'm going to copy this top guy, this whole thing here. Actually, just copy them both. Copy both of these. And I'm going to put this way at the bottom. That way I can easily remove it later. And so we got purple. So dot purple. Image link here. Replace that with purple. 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 And then here we're going to pick a purple color. And Divi's not liking. I'm going to do purple link. Let's say. You know what? Purple's fine. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, repaste this. Divi's editor is just, it's kind of like, really? You're going to... So I'm going to pick before I change the names here, I'm going to go ahead and pick out a new... Oh, okay, okay, fine. Was not going to let me do that. So here, let me just go in, change these image links to say purple instead. Dot purple. I was hoping I could just use this right here to change the color, but I'll just go and grab a new CSS purple value here. This is fine. I'll copy this. I have a little tool, a color dropper that goes in and automatically grabs hex colors for me. It's very nice. Okay, cool. So there we go. Now I should be able to click on this. Oh, whatever. This really bummed that color picker's not working. Okay, fine. CSS color value. Or here, let me just say purple here. Okay, great, right here. So I'm going to use my eyedropper tool here, grab it. I'm going to pull this over so you can see it. I'm going to say more. Give me the RGBA value. That's great. Okay, so now I can go in here. Background color. Boom. And let's do 50, 60, 80%, 90%. Okay, there we go. Great. And then, okay, it's not liking that I said purple here. It's just not having it. So I'm just going to call this column 2, I guess. Or just color. That's fine. Okay, let me go back up here and grab this. Or I'll just say brand color. There we go. Brand color. And then brand color here, brand color there. Now I need to go in and change that second column from purple to brand color, let's say. There we go. And you could do brand color 1 or whatever. So sorry that the that color picker was not working. So all right, let me do this again now. Purple, images. I'll get my color picker out here. More, I'm gonna say RGBA here. That's great. There we go, finally. That took way longer than it should have. All right, so let's do point. It's just resaving my. Okay, you know what? I guess I'm gonna have to do this over here. Divi acting up like that. Not a big fan. Brand color. Capital C. I should just end the tutorial instead of going this extra mile because this is just causing us all kinds of grief here. Let me go ahead and grab that color again. RGBA. And I'll just put this at 0.7 or let's do 0.9. That's fine. Get rid of these spaces. Or let's do 0.8. Let's do 80%, and then we'll say on hover, we'll send it up to like 95%. Okay. Copy all that. Let's go back now and paste that in. There we go. And when I hover, you can see that it's going up to the 95%. Oof. So yeah, you could have one that's featured, and there we go. That looks really nice. Then it wouldn't be, now that wouldn't be too bad to, you know, add brand, you know, you could change this from brand color to like, you know, brand color 1, and then brand color 2, brand color 3, whatever, and you could assign different brand colors. I'm going to get rid of that and just go back to the main part of this tutorial that way. But if you wanted to do the different colors, you could totally do that, and that's how you would do it. Okay, there's the original code. That's going to be where we call it. Let me go ahead and get rid of that here. All right, so that's how, refresh, that's how we achieve this right here and get it nice and centered using Flexbox. All right, y'all. And if you're wanting to learn more CSS with Divi in mind, check out CSSforDivi.com. It's a whole entire course on a bunch of what CSS is, the basics, and then we do a bunch of projects. You can see here who the course is for. You can check out the course outline right here. And then there's even a sample project down here where we take out Divi's default icon and add this play video graphic for a video icon instead. 15 minutes long, and then there's the code pen right here. All of these projects have a code pen to go along with it. And once you're done with this course, you'll be a pro at CSS for Divi, and stuff like this will be second nature to you. All right, y'all. Cheers. Have a great day.